Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Simple Politics. So today I want us to speak about the by-elections. And this is not the first time we're having this conversation. We've had this conversation before. I've done a video before where I was asking Okochim, why is the EFF performing badly in the by-election? But also I want to come and ask Okochim, what is the ANC doing differently in the by-elections? Right? And this question is important because I am thinking of the local elections that are coming in 2026. And I posted I did a post earlier, which I'm going to read the comments under as well, where it says, where I said, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of sad. Where do we go wrong? Candidate selection list or what? Is the by-election and a reflection of what's going to happen in 2026. And MK has won an award in the Western Cape, which is huge, you know. I know obviously because we are not in the same organizations, we will say, "Aye, don't," but you know, it doesn't matter what you win. Winning is nice. So I am coming here because a lot of fighters have been saying to me today, good team, they don't know why I'm worried, they don't know why I'm stressed. But my question is, I'm not even stressed because I'm not stressed in this context of saying, the EFF is dying. I'm not stressed in that context. I'm stressed in the context of, I've seen the EFF, for example, especially like, for example, the Joburg CBD. The EFF was there campaigning. Abo Marshall Dlamini were there doing door-to-door. In Saldanha Bay, Abo Ompil in the West Coast, Ompil were doing door-to-door. You know, so I'm not saying, Oguti, the fighters are not working, they're not putting in the work. That's not what I'm saying. I think my concern and my frustration comes from the fact that if we are putting in this work, why are we not getting the results? For example, in Saldanha Bay, John Shope was there campaigning. You can't tell me that John Shope has campaigned so great that the MK has won an award. It can't be. Something is just not adding up and something is just not making sense to me. And despite the ANC losing and but ANC does well in by-elections. Another thing that I wanted to touch on the PA, especially the in Saldanha Bay. PA also has not done well. It has not grown. And I'm worried because I can't be looking at the PA and saying the PA has not grown, it's not doing well. Yeah, the voters are punishing the PA because of the behavior of Gayton Forum Zegelane. And then with the same breath, I say Uguti, the EFF is not doing well in by-elections. It's not a big deal. I can't think like that. I can't be that hypocritical. Whew. Okay. Let's get right into it, guys. If you don't know who I am, my name is Isabella Pelana. If I had an intro, this is the time I'll be playing an intro, but we don't have an intro. All right, fine. Guys, I've got my laptop in my hand because I want to be able to check these results out. So, first of all, shout out to MK Nyan Betunana for winning that award. And, you know, MK has not won that award with like a few points. Ukuban MK has done well, because they won with like 1,000 or something. Yeah, but let me check these results again. MK won with like 44%. This is another thing that I actually want us to look at. And I see this is where the argument of the fighters come from. In this Saldanha Bay district, the MK has won with 44%. After the MK, it's ANC with 31%. ANC dropped from 54% to 31%. And then the EFF was on 16% originally, but it has grown to 18%, which is where the argument of the fighters comes from. But the EFF is growing. But I think for me, I'm like, okay, but I don't know if that's enough. It's growing. Even though the MK has done extremely well, Sorry, it has not taken from the EFF, but still we're like number 3. Yeah, well, I think at this point I just want us to be number 1. Okay, one. The PA, also the PA has grown actually. PA was at 1%, now it's at 7%. Actually, the PA has grown. The DA was 5%, now the DA is 1%. So the DA has dropped there significantly. And then the person who posted, who is this guy that we follow for by-election results, he said that key to the MK winning Saldanha Bay was appealing to former SWRP voters. Oh, was appealing to SWRP voters and voters with links to NUMSA. Oh, this is now information that I didn't have or that I didn't see. MK will look to areas like Mfuleni, Fundar, Bury Park, and Nelson Mandela Bay as places for good growth in 2026. Oh, let me check these comments out then for this one. Okay. Okay, so MK has appealed to this what's this these groups like NUMSA. And then there is another ward, which is the ANC won that ward as well. The one in Ward 1. So the ANC, it did drop from their original points, but they still won. For example, the ANC was 63%, now they got 54%, which they won. Okay, the EFF did quite well in Ward 1 because the EFF was 34%, now they've grown to 40%. Yeah, but which of course we didn't win, but we did quite well. This is where the argument of the fighters comes from. MK got 6%. Yeah, but EFF retained the Perth voting district and also picked up the Khmer voting district to win half of the voting district. So the EFF did quite well, but okay, fine. Okay. And then something interesting though that I shed my vote on. Oh, and then there's Ward 59, the Joburg ward. Ward 59 in Joburg. The ANC was 48%, now they've grown to 57%. MK went from 0 to 21%, which is huge. And I heard people saying, Bana, yeah, you must take it into consideration that the Joburg takes a rank or something. Still, guys, they got 21%. The EFF was 22%, it dropped to 16%, meaning that we lost some votes there. The IFP was 4%, it has grown to 6%, which is big for the IFP. Now, a point that I was coming to this point, Saldanha Bay, where the MK won the ward. The DA in that thing has got 13%, 13 seats. And the DA did not even do well in the by-elections. But the DA has got 13 seats in the council composition, 13 seats. The ANC had 5 seats, they've dropped it to 4 seats. The Good Party has 4 seats. The EFF has 2 seats, which is the MK did not take any seats from the EFF. As much as the EFF didn't win that ward, but the EFF still has 2 seats in the council, and the MK has not taken any seats from the EFF. Instead, it took a seat from the ANC. The PA has got 1 seat. The MK had 0 seats. Now they've got a seat, which is huge. Just being able to sit in a meeting, that's huge, guys. That's why I'm saying you can't say when someone has won, you say, oh no, because getting 1 seat, that is huge. Freedom Front Plus also has 1 seat. So what I'm trying to say, I was glad to see that, okay, fine, the EFF still has 2 seats and it did not drop. Yeah, but what does that mean? I think I get it. I guess it's fair when fighters or people say, "Bana, just because we've lost a ward, it does not mean It's not quite a big deal. But I think my frustration comes from the point that as by-elections is needs, and they happen from place to place, quite a few places, and we rarely win. Where it's such a significant, an insignificant win, but I want us to win. I think I'm competitive like that. I just want us to win. I don't care if it's not gonna make a difference to the seats. I want us to win. Kesibene councillors. Yeah, but Kesibene councillors. Yeah, but I think that's where I'm coming from. That's where I'm coming from. And then when wrote to Kuti, MK has won 2 consecutive wards of the ANC in the last 2 rounds of by-elections, because the MK won a ward, KZN. I think that was 2 weeks ago. What's that place then? And where we put a transformer. I forgot what that place is called. And then now it has won a ward in the Western Cape. Then it says here, MK now got their first ever public representative in the Western Cape. This is a historical result. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's quite huge for them. This is a historical results for the party. MK now have ward councillors in Umzube, Rustenburg, that place is Richmond, and Saldanha Bay. Yeah, but so at least MK has got like 4 councillors. That is huge, guys. That is actually quite huge. Yes. Someone said in the comments, interesting this, after the issues in KZN by-elections where voters with the same address voted, the IEC quality assurance was being questioned by MK and other parties. We are now getting the true voting outcome. You have to understand how it works inside these wards. The patronage is real. All ANC members and EFF members must join MKP. MKP will remain a predominantly regional stokvel. There are, however, a few dumb people outside KZN as well. 2026 will see flames, plus there will be no, you said, Conrads, and indeed they are really working hard. Had it not been for the squabbles in Ward 2 in Umsunduzi, the numbers would have been upwards. So the MK people have been celebrating, I don't want to lie. They've been celebrating. They are extremely happy. Okay, fine. Now, okay, I want to go to the post that I did. I think now that I've broken down the results, just before I end this, I wrote a post. So the post that I wrote from everybody was like, there's no need for me to stress and worry. Yeah, well, people, okay, I'm going to read you the comments from my tweet. My tweet said, not going to lie, it's kind of sad. Where do we go wrong? Candidate selection, which is another thing. Is our candidate selection good in terms of, are we selecting people that are known by these places where people are motivated to vote for them? Or are we just selecting our own people? We have one. And then okay, now and then I also asked the question, Okuti, in by-elections, is this by-election a reflection of what will happen in 2026? That's what I tweeted. And then I got a few answers. Someone says 2026, no one will be transported from KZN to vote all over the country. All wards will stand on their own. No busing people, Sissy, don't worry. Someone says, as long as our... Okay, no. Okay, someone says the revolution is not a 2-minute noodle. It is probably a combination of factors. I think fighters on the ground ought to be able to give a better assessment of the situation. They ought to be able to take the organization into confidence and be frank about what are we doing wrong and how we can correct the situation. This is such an important comment. Someone else said, I think we are doing just fine. We are going up against a former president that campaigns with what was much better when Zuma was president. EFF is bringing foreigners. All this is while the current president and the ANC schedule random load shedding at night. This is a revolution that we are running. It can't be obtained easily. That's what people are saying. Someone says, but the leaders must educate us on the significance of by-elections and why the party is not performing well in them. Are we misreading voter sentiments, failing to mobilize properly, or losing touch with the key constituencies? If we don't interrogate these results, this person is also if we don't interrogate these results critically, 2026 could expose even deeper cracks. Momentum is built now, not 2 months before the general election. Are we learning or are we just watching? Somebody said. So yeah, guys, I just came here to discuss the by-elections. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know where your mind is at in terms of these by-election results, where if we should be worried. Just let me know what you guys think. Someone complimented me in my previous video and said, oh, you didn't touch your nose. Guys, I've got allergies and my nose most of the time is very itchy, and it's itchy here. So I apologize if I do touch my nose and it irritates you. I'm sorry. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Just let me know what you think, guys. Honestly, could this affect us in 2026? What can we do? What's happening? Talk to me. Let's meet in the comment section, okay? Anyway, if you don't know who I am, I think I've already introduced myself, but I'm going to introduce myself again. My name is Izipolo Pelwana, and this is Simple Politics. This is where we talk politics. This is where we discuss everything politics, okay? I'll see you guys on the next one. Aluta continua. The struggle, it continues always. And let me know, for the very first time today, do you see how far I'm sitting from my camera? Let me know if you like this. One of these days I'm gonna do a studio for myself. Obviously in the studio I'm gonna be sitting where you can see me fully, but let me know what you think when I'm sitting like this, or if you prefer me sitting like this. Remember, we're improving in this channel. This is part of improving. So let me know what you guys think. Yeah, man. I'll see you guys on the next one. The struggle continues always. Till the next one.